Good day, everyone, and today we will discuss my article critique on the mentioned article by Del Rosario et al. The contents of this presentation includes introduction, article critique itself, and the summary and recommendation. For the historical background, the increasing presence of financial actors in commodity markets has transformed food pricing dynamics, leading to heightened volatility and systematic risk. This study explores how financial instruments, speculative instruments, and regulatory shifts have controlled and contributed to the price instability with significant consequences for food security and economic resilience worldwide. Also, this research focuses on the role of index funds and financial derivatives in price volatility and the impact of banking deregulation on commodity market structure, and also the consequences of financial speculation on food security and economic disparity. To answer those questions, the researchers use dynamic conditional correlation or GARC model. This is through data analysis of the volatilities of maize and other related financial assets over a period of 2007 to 2020. The results suggest that there is a strong correlation between financial markets and assets in agri-food commodities. Also, the researchers concluded that the financialization of agri-food markets has intensified volatilities, disrupting and traditional supply-demand mechanisms. They also recommended policymakers should implement stricter regulations on speculative trading in financial instruments. To validate the usability of this research to the future studies, the succeeding slides will discuss the strengths and the weaknesses of the certain parts of this article. One of the strengths of the introduction of this article is that introduction effectively outlines how financialization has transformed food markets by introducing financial actors like hedge funds and investment funds. This is also evident to the past study of Cheng and Xiong that analyzes the role of financial speculation in the commodity market. Also, one of the strengths is the introduction clearly establishes the importance of studying financialization's effect on food security and economic stability. Backed up by the study of Clapp, explored how financial actors influence food markets, emphasizing the risk posed to food security, particularly in lower income countries where price volatilities directly impacts food accessibility. However, one of the weaknesses of the article's introduction is that it does not explicitly highlight what gaps exist in the current literature. In contrast to the study of Spieth, it emphasizes that clearly identifying gaps in prior research is crucial for establishing the novelty and contribution of the study. Moreover, one of the weaknesses is that it does not discuss potential policy responses or regulatory measures to mitigate these issues. Also, on the club study, highlights the need for policy engagement when discussing financialization in food markets. Strength noted on the methodology is that it uses comprehensive scope of volatility analysis. In Clapp's study, Clapp mentioned the scope of volatility analysis is crucial in determining its spillover. Moreover, one of its strengths is the use of empirical testing for volatility and spillover. Also in the Clapp study, Clapp emphasizes the importance of analyzing volatility spillovers across different assets and classes. However, potential backdrop of the methodology is that potential oversight of broader economic and social factors. It is mentioned in Clapp's study that Clapp highlighted that financialization studies should integrate broader economic and social dimensions. Also, one of the weaknesses is that a stronger justification for the selection of criteria would enhance the study's credibility. According to Voslers, the study should emphasize that methodological transparency including the rationale for selecting financial instruments. The results and discussions noted two strengths. These are the study's results are structured across three levels, allowing for a comprehensive examination of financialization impacts on food markets. Also, the use of advanced econometric models. In the past studies of Engel emphasizes that a multi-tiered approach in spillover analysis provides a more detailed results. Also, Engel mentioned that DCC-GARP model is a powerful tool. However, the lack of discussion on economic policy and implications and the potential of reliance on historical data are the weaknesses of the results in discussion. Clapp mentioned and argues that financialization rather studies should connect empirical findings to policy responses. Also, Clapp emphasizes that the need to differentiate between structural financial trends and other related data is crucial to the results and discussion. The next slides will provide the summary of the critique points and the recommendation for this article. First is the reliance on historical data. The study relies on the historical data from 2007 up to 2020. While this period includes significant economic events such as economic crisis on 2008 and subsequent market fluctuations, the study may overemphasize past trends without sufficiently accounting for more recent structural changes in financial markets. Dimitropoulou studies emphasize that financial market structures and volatility transmission mechanism have changed post-2020 due to increased algorithmic trading, pandemic-related economic shifts, and new regulatory policies. They argue that relying solely on historical data may overlook these emerging patterns. Second is the scope beyond financial factors. The study focused only on the financial factors itself. It does not sufficiently account for broader economic and social factors that may influence food price volatility. Factors such as climate change, supply chain disruptions, geopolitical conflicts, and labor market shifts can significantly impact food markets. Yet these elements are not explicitly integrated into the analysis. Clapp argues that food price volatility is shaped not only by financial speculation but also by environmental and geopolitical factors. He also emphasizes that financialization studies should integrate broader economic and social contexts to avoid oversimplified conclusion. And third is the policy regulatory discussion. The financialization of agri-food markets has intensified volatilities, disrupting traditional supply-demand mechanism and posing significant risks to food security and economic stability, necessitating stronger regulatory frameworks to mitigate speculative excesses. And for the recommendation, the article should emphasize that policymakers should implement stricter regulations on speculative trading in commodity markets, enhance transparency and financialize agricultural investments, and establish mechanisms to mitigate excessive price volatility, ensuring greater market stability and global food security. And that concludes my article critique report. Thank you for watching.